President Uhuru Kenyatta used the Mashujaa Day celebrations to speak against divisive politics, which he said negated efforts to forge a united front, a requisite for delivering on the country's development agenda.
Unfortunately, too many of our leaders are masters at shouting at one another, seeking headlines more than real development, and using every ethnic and religious difference to try and split us apart. The immense promise of Kenya will only be realized if we all insist that they change their ways and become masters of listening to one another, that they compete to create headlines announcing concrete development achievements, and that their words and actions reflect a desire to serve Kenyans.
To this end, the president sent out a warning to all leaders against inciting Kenyans and directed relevant institutions to take appropriate action against such leaders.
My government will intensify efforts to stamp out incitement. We will insist, with every legal tool at my disposal, that the use of public pulpits by all leaders, teachers, preachers, and imams be lawful and focused on building national cohesion.
While telling off his political adversaries, the president also asserted Kenyan sovereignty.
To this day, there are those abroad that seek to advance their economic and geopolitical goals to our disadvantage. They fund and nurture various outfits whose actions and visions seem set to create cleavages between Kenyans and to leave us despondent with their constant message of pervasive failure. These actors have positioned themselves as the gatekeepers and interpreters of Kenya in various capitals. If they were to succeed, they would so completely rob us of faith in each other that we would have to put our destiny in the hands of unelected, unaccountable institutions that answer elsewhere.
The civil society also came under scrutiny, with the president ordering that all funds sourced within and without the government be accounted for to guard against use of such monies to fund hate amongst Kenyans.
My government will insist on transparency of resource mobilization and utilization in and outside the public sector. This, fellow citizens, is especially important in enabling us to successfully combat the Al-Shabaab terrorists and their local sympathizers. Our democratic space, with its right to free speech and association, gives them the opportunity to use exaggerated, dishonest claims of victimhood to radicalize and to recruit Kenyan youth.
On development, the president recognized ordinary Kenyans who have endeavored to succeed in various spheres of life, saying his government was keen on reducing the cost of doing business. The president using this platform to spell out the foundation stones that his government has put in place to ensure that the lives of ordinary Kenyans becomes better. Key among them, he says, is provision of cheap power.
My government will do everything in its power to improve services and to lower the cost of doing business in order to assist them to exceed.
Infrastructural expansion will also provide network for wealth creation. The president called on Kenyans to remain vigilant in ensuring the country is not a playing ground for terrorists. Achola Simon, reporting for Channel 1 News Hour.